And it's the start of October, folks, which means we're in a brand new month of all bunch of wacky shenanigans. But we're into just a basic schedule for the next 2 weeks, going into the month. And this one first, this Who Would Win of the Week comes to us from Wolf Bean YT, who asked the question, who would fight, The Mask versus Freddy Kruegar? Now, okay, let's get that right now. In the real world, Freddy Kruegar is effed. Freddy Kruegar is the Sandman. He lives in your dreams because he kind of has no choice. But he is God in your dreams. He can do whatever he wants to whoever he wants, however he wants in the dream world. He literally has omnipotence, omniscience, omnipresence, all that in the dream world. Outside of the dream and reality warping, all that. But outside of the dream world, he's not much more than a slightly enhanced human. He's seems to be at least a little stronger than a normal man, but not by any large margin. Yeah, he still has his razor glove, and he has mild levels of reality warping, and I mean mild. Like, he can still set fires. He can still. I think he still has some level of telekinesis, though not a lot. And that's only if people are still fearing him and all that. So that's if enough fear has kind of taken hold. And he was possessing a body at the time. So that's through possession. If he's just out in the real world, even if he does have some powers, they're very mild. Whereas the Mask literally is a freaking god of chaos. He's a trickster god with Toon Force up the yin-yang, can do literally anything you can think of. Can just shrug off injury and just say, no, that didn't happen. Could blow up a wedding and walk out just poof, ha! You know, the Mask is literally chaos incarnate. The only ways you can defeat the Mask in the real world would be the big one to get the Mask to remove the mask itself. Whoever's wearing it, you have to convince them to wear the mask, to remove the mask. Lobo did it by creating a guilt bomb, which made the mask feel very guilty and remove the mask. There is also the concept of characters more powerful than Toon Force or Gag. Beerus, for example, I use this example a lot, is a character who is beyond the power of Gag characters. And let's be clear, Toon Force counts towards Gag. I think some people try to argue it. Sometimes no. Toon Force, like the Mask, that's a Gag character. The Mask is a Gag character. Very much so. And Beerus is stronger than Gag characters. So there are characters that exist beyond the power of Gag characters like the Mask. But it's not easy to have that level of power. Let's be very clear. Freddy in the real world does not have that level of power. The question now lies. Is the Mask, first off, can the Mask exist in the dream world? Can someone fall asleep? Can someone wearing the mask fall asleep as the Mask and be in the dream world? And if they can, is Freddy capable of being the Mask in the dream world? Do the Mask's abilities, are they still applicable in the dream world? Or can Freddy just one up even like Toon Force in the dream world? So let's actually answer the second one first, the hypothetical there. I think so long as they're in the dream world, Freddy could not really be beaten per se, at least not in the traditional. The Mask, as far as I can tell, wouldn't have the knowledge of what Freddy is, unless you're breaking the fourth wall, and even then, the concept of what Freddy is, in order to just devise a way to legitimately straight out kill his spirit. I don't think he could probably smack Freddy around quite a bit, because I imagine as the Mask and having all these abilities, he would be able to lucid dream and therefore have pretty much access to his full roster capabilities. Freddy would just probably get annoyed at the fact he couldn't put this guy down, but the Mask could have a lot of fun being like, I can't put you down either. We can do this forever. I think it'd be something like that. Where, yeah, Freddy can pretty much match whatever the Mask can do. It's just the Mask can keep doing what he's doing. And there's really little exploitable fears. Plus, the Mask is technically its own entity, whereas the person wearing it's a separate entity. So are they two separate individuals, the mask or the person? Uh, and 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 uh, and I mean, if Freddy were to go after, um, if Freddy were to go after, say, let's just say Stanley Ipkiss in the dream world and not the mask, then if he killed Stanley Ipkiss, would the mask just be now controlling a dead body? And I mean, the mask does have its own personality, but it still is dependent on the person in who it's possessing. So I don't know what the logistics of that would be. But that leads me to point B. And that is, I don't think the mask ever needs to sleep. As long as you're wearing the mask, you don't really need to eat, sleep, drink, anything like that. So it's kind of a moot point whether or not the mask could win in the dream world, because the mask doesn't need to sleep, which means this fight realistically would only ever take place in the real world after Freddy somehow gets pulled into it, or he has for some reason possessed someone. And if that's the case, well, Freddy gets his teeth kicked in, as we just pointed out. So my money in most of these scenarios, even in a weird scenario where the mask can dream or can't fall asleep, all that, it doesn't really matter, I think, because the mask abilities are far beyond most of what Freddy can do. Even in the dream world, they might be on an even keel, but Freddy isn't really capable of killing the mask, because the mask's ability, mask probably still imagines itself as the mask. So any damage dealt to it can just be ignored. And then it's a matter of trying to exploit whatever the mask is afraid of to try to strengthen Freddy. And you got to find out what the damn thing's afraid of, which wouldn't be easy. So, yeah, my money would go to the mask in this case. Yeah. Smoking, baby. Oh man, you seriously look like a burn victim, baby. You're smoking. Here, have a light on me. Just like, basically, he'd just be like, Freddy would just probably go crazy dealing with this guy, honestly. So yeah, this isn't the character too that in the dream world I think would outright kill Freddy. It's not like a Darkrai. When I did Freddy versus Darkrai, that is a character that could... Darkrai is a being that could actually probably kill Freddy in the dream world in the right context. So, just pointing that out. This is not one of those scenarios, sadly. At least I don't think so. But maybe I'm wrong. And you know what? It's okay to be wrong. I had someone, just a sidetrack real quick. I'm done with the video, by the way. It's like, I say the mess. I had someone, and it was, what was it? It was Smallville Superman versus... what was it, maybe Supergirl or something like that? And they basically said that, I was wrong about how strong Clark was or all that. And you know what? That's fine. That's fine. I got no problem with that. What I took not offense, but kind of, and it didn't hurt me. It pissed me off because that means immediately told me this person thought they were better than me. They thought they were better than anyone like me who just makes a mistake or something like that. Is that they basically said, I shouldn't do a video if I don't, because I did the research. It's like, you call yourself a fan. As a fan, you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm like, dude, fuck you. You think you're better than anyone who just makes a mistake or isn't perfect? Fuck yourself. Like you're the fucking poser. Okay. Anyone who goes out of their way, now it's catching me because now I'm calling them out in a way, but anyone who goes around trying to call people out for not being fans because, and saying you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm like, dude, back up, look in the mirror and realize it's just for fun. It's not that big a deal. And if you're going to really try to insult people about it, F off. Go in the corner, sit and think about what you've done. Don't go commenting on people's videos if you're going to comment like that. I didn't remove the comment either. And like I said, I didn't find it offensive. It more pissed me off than anything. I'm like, how many people have you basically spoken to like that? Like, you think you're that much better than someone? Kiss my ass. So, yeah. I will continue to do what I do. Now, I try to do the best I can when it comes to research. I do. But I am not a perfect human being by any stretch of the means. I only have the internet webs and my knowledge of what I had previously to go by. So, Yeah, yeah. Screw you. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and I don't need to listen to anyone who's gonna be that big of a bitch. So yeah, I digress. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you later.